Good evening, students. Welcome to Basic Electrical Lectures. So it is Module 4, second part DC motor. So we are almost in the end of Module 4. Only two topics left. That is characteristic of DC motors and application of DC motors. After that, we can solve problems on DC motors. So it is class number 12. So in this lecture, I am going to explain the basics required to understand the characteristics of DC motor. That is concept of torque and speed relation. If you know this concept, you can easily understand characteristics of DC motor. So this is important for exam, okay, than this one. But this concept is very much required to understand characteristics of DC motors. So let's start. So what is torque relation and what will be the speed relation? Say torque relation is different and torque equation is different. Okay. So first I will discuss torque relation. See, look at here. So we know that what is the torque equation of DC motor? Yes, very good. TA is equal to 0.159 pi Ia into Pz by A. So this is the torque equation of DC motor. See, when the machine is already constructed and it is in working condition, so in order to get the required torque, you cannot change some parameters. Okay. For example, see the 0.159, it is constant. You cannot change this value. Okay. And armature current you can change it. How the machine is loaded, based on that the current will going to increase or decrease. Number of poles, suppose if the machine is designed for 4 poles. At 4 poles, suppose it is getting 10 Newton meter, but if you need 20 Newton meter, you cannot increase or decrease the number of poles. Okay, that practically not possible. So therefore, see the number of poles will be fixed. We cannot change. And the number of armature conductors, when the machine is in running condition, in order to get the required torque, you cannot change the number of conductors as we like. Okay, so number of conductors will be fixed. And the number of parallel path, so type of winding, you cannot change the type of winding, lap winding to wave winding to get the required torque. So that is fixed. And 0.159 is also fixed. Now only by varying the flux and armature current. This armature current depends on how the armature is loaded. Okay. So, and the flux going to increase or decrease. There is a provision in a DC motor. We can add external resistance in the field circuit so that we can increase or decrease the field current. Okay. Since the field current will going to produce field flux. That flux is pi. Okay. So in order to get the required torque when the machine is in running condition, so that is possible only by changing these two parameters. So that is TA is proportional to pi into Ia. So TA is proportional to pi Ia. So this is called torque relation. So this we can call it as torque relation. Got it? Okay. This is torque equation. This is torque relation. And now we have 3 types of motors: shunt motor, series motor and compound motor. We can discuss all the motors, how this relation will going to affect. So first one is DC shunt motor. See, in DC shunt motor, okay, so let me write a diagram only for understanding purpose. So now this is a shunt field winding and motor is connected to supply voltage. So it receives some current IL and some current flowing in the shunt field winding, that is ISH, and remaining current flows in the armature. It is having resistance RA and motor will going to develop what? Very good, back EMF. See now, as long as supply voltage is constant, the current flowing in the shunt field winding is constant. Okay. If I increase the voltage, the current flowing through the shunt field winding also increases. Okay. So if voltage decreases, current also decreases. But when shunt field resistance is fixed, okay, under that condition, the field winding will carry the constant field current. Okay. So here the flux is there. No? This flux is proportional to field current. The flux is proportional to field current. Okay, got it? So what is field current in shunt motor? ISH. Okay. The field current in shunt motor is ISH, and this ISH value is constant. And this shunt field current is constant. What is the assumption? This resistance is fixed and supply voltage is constant. For a fixed value of shunt field resistance, if the supply voltage is constant, then we can consider flux is constant in DC shunt motor. Okay, got it? So we are using shunt motor for constant speed applications. Okay, got it? That's why the field current is constant. However, we can increase the field current by adding external resistance in the field circuit. See, I will write this part separately. Now add some additional resistance in the field circuit. So now this is shunt field resistance. Now added some external resistance. So if I add some external resistance, shunt field resistance, this resistance, more resistance increases, then less current flows. Less current means that is what? Field current. Lesser the field current, lesser will be the flux. Okay, got it? So if this resistance is not added, then flux is constant. Okay, so problems on shunt motors are very, very important. Okay guys, I hope you got it. So we return flux is constant in shunt motor with one assumption. That is, if supply voltage is constant and the shunt field resistance is fixed, then the constant current flows through the shunt field winding. Okay. So therefore, what will happen? Torque relation for shunt motor. Now torque is proportional to what? Torque is proportional to Ia only. Why? Means in the torque relation, flux also become constant. That's why Ti is proportional to Ia. So this is for shunt motor. Similarly, for series motor, what will be the torque relation? See, for series motor, same field winding, I am connecting in series with the armature. In series with the armature. So therefore, okay, now, so flux plus and minus supply voltage. Motor is connected to supply voltage. So the current, motor receives the current IL. Same current is flowing in the series field winding resistance. What is that current? ISC. And same current is flowing in the armature current. So here resistance will be RA and motor will produce back EMF. See now, flux is proportional to field current. Okay. FIELD. Flux is proportional to field current. What is field current in series motor? Series field current. So what is the series field current? ISC. Okay, series field current is ISC. And we know that in a series motor, armature current, series field current and load current all are equal. So therefore we can write flux is proportional to what? Armature current. Therefore I can write flux is proportional to armature current. And therefore the armature torque is proportional to what? Pi into Ia. So pi into Ia, but what is pi? Pi is proportional to Ia. So therefore Ia into Ia. So further what happens? Armature torque is proportional to square of the armature current. So this is the torque relation for series motor and this is torque relation for shunt motor. So this relation is very much important to understand characteristics of DC motors. Okay, got it? See now, here supply voltage is constant. you add any resistance, in series with the winding. So whatever the current coming from the mains, same current flowing through series field winding and same current flowing through the armature. Okay, got it? So therefore, series field current is same as armature current, but this is field current, and field current is what? ISC, and ISC is same as IA. Therefore, in series motor, flux is proportional to IA. So finally, what you must remember is, for a the torque relation for shunt motor is what? Pi I. TA is proportional to IA. What is the relation between these two? Straight line characteristics. If current increases, torque also increases. So current increases, torque also increases. What is the relation here? If current increases, okay, armature torque increases, square of the current. Here also directly proportional only, but square of the armature current. Your armature torque varies square of the armature current. Therefore, you will get a non-linear characteristics. Okay. Even if it is directly proportional, we get non-linear characteristics from this equation, and we get a straight line characteristics from this relation. Okay, got it, guys? So by this, I completed torque relation. So torque relation is completed. Next is speed relation. Okay. So to understand speed relation, again, see guys, pause the video and then copy down. So it takes maximum 10 seconds to erase all this. So I hope everyone is cleared about torque relation. Okay. For shunt motor, we should take flux constant, and for series motor, we should take flux is proportional to armature current. So therefore, the torque TA will becomes IA square. See next, in speed relation, we know that armature going to rotate. Okay. Whenever armature conductors rotate, okay, it cuts the main flux. What it will be generated in the motor? Back EMF. See now, I am discussing speed relation. Speed relation. Okay. See now, motor will going to develop back EMF. So this is happened due to what? Generating action. Therefore, I am writing EMF equation of generator. So EB is equal to pi p nz by 60A. See now, in order to get the required back EMF, okay, you cannot change some parameters to get a certain back EMF. If back EMF is 150, suppose if you need back EMF 140, then suddenly you cannot change the number of conductors. Okay, number of conductor is fixed. This 60 is fixed, and number of parallel path is fixed. Number of poles is fixed. But you can change flux, and speed you can adjust by putting external load. Okay, if I apply some load on the motor speed automatically reduces. If load is released, then motor runs high speed. Okay, got it? So just like suppose let's take one person carrying a 5 kg. Okay, he will walk at certain speed. Suppose he may run. Okay, this person will run faster if by carrying 5 kg on his head. Now if I put 50 kg, on his head, okay, then what happened? I put at more load now. Then what happened? He will run at the same speed? No, the speed is going to get decreases. Okay. So in the same way, for machines also, the natural concept is applicable. See now I can get the required back EMF only by these two parameters, flux and speed. So therefore, I can write EB is proportional to pi n. So from this, I can write n is proportional to EB by flux. So this is called speed relation. Okay, this we can call it as speed relation. Okay, speed relation. And again, next number 1, for shunt motor, what will be the speed relation for shunt motor? See, for shunt motor, what is a constant for shunt motor? flux is constant. For shunt motor, flux is constant. See, for shunt motor, flux become constant. So therefore, now the speed is proportional to what? Back EMF. Lesser the back EMF, less speed. Higher the back EMF, high speed. That's it. Lesser the back EMF, speed going to get decreased. Directly proportional. Okay. So next is series motor. Next, for series motor, what we learned in the previous, flux is proportional to what in series motor? Very good. Armature current. So therefore, now the speed relation is proportional to N is proportional to EB by IA. N is proportional to EB by IA. See, this is the common speed relation applicable for both shunt and series motor. For shunt motor, take this is constant. For series motor, you take flux is proportional to armature current. So therefore, N is proportional to EB by IA. So what happens? If more current flows in a machine, okay, means the speed of the machine decreases. Speed and current are always inversely proportional. Okay. And if the current decreases, speed of the machine increases. See, this basics, okay, is required to understand characteristics of DC series motor in detail, and later you won't forget also. Okay, if you know this all these relations. Okay, dear students. So please watch the video without forwarding, and after that, if you are satisfied, please give a like and share this lecture to your friends and classmates of your college and other colleges also. So viewers, if you not subscribed, please I request subscribe to my channel. Your support is heartily welcome, okay, to complete the project on basic electrical engineering. So after completing this, then I will look into the other subject, basic electronics. Okay, after this I will take basic electronics. Okay guys, have a nice day, take care, meet you on next lecture, characteristics of DC motors. Only to understand this, I explained this one, that's it. Okay.